Is that Depeche? Oh, Depeche, you changed your handle. It's Depeche GST. Okay. All right. Well, how's it going, guys? I guess that mic, let's see, been a long time. Who's that? Polar Bear, man. Oh, I got to dig that one out of the memory banks. Polar Bear, man. I'm not sure. I don't remember that handle. Give me a hint. Polar Bear Man 33. Oh, that's going back a ways. I've only been doing this for 6 years. The grind. It's been a grind. It's been, well, we're going to see here how we resolve, because there's certainly very strong opinions about which way we're going. Audio's good. Thanks, Depeche. Very, very strong opinions about what's happening in crypto. And boy, when it sells off, boy, if you're a bull, the comments I get are, wow. I always want to say, no one put a fucking gun to your head and made you watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's just always just shocking. The fucking, you suck, your counts suck, the Elliott Wave sucks. Okay, so you've got a losing trade on, right? It's just always just amazes me how people can be when they're behind the screen. Okay, how we doing? We'll give it another minute. Oh, it's market certainly giving us a little Thanksgiving bump, a little pre-bump. It's always tricky to trade these days, right? You know, the volume's really low, so the market may be moved around. Let's see. It had, oh man, much love back to you, man. I appreciate that. Well, fuck, of course I don't remember the handle, but well, if it's been 4 years, oh God, where was Bitcoin 4 years ago? Let's see where Bitcoin was 4 years ago. We're going to have to go back a ways there. Well, at the peak, right, we had 65, so you probably, we lost touch. Got to be, COVID peak would be my guess. Well, let's see. We're going to start out with Bitcoin here. Now, let's see. Let's give it another, what are we at, 32? We'll give it another 30 seconds here. All right. I got to warn you, the first count you're going to see here is going to, might depress you. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get her going. Okay, give me a second here. What are we doing? Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? Everything's good? I think we're good. Okay, let's get into it. Disclaim is off. Looks like that's clear. Yeah, okay. Let me bring you guys over here so I can see your comments more. I always have it off on the far right, so I can never see what you guys are saying. Okay, so now this is Depeche, right? Who is one of our most skilled members. He's been with us for some time now. Very, very skilled technician. So well, let me rephrase that. So I always pay attention to what he's posting in his counts. You can see the detailed work he does here, right? He never wings it, right? Every swing is accounted for, right? That which makes him a good technician. Now, I will say, I don't see the same thing. I'm not this bearish. So this is for bears, and there's plenty of them out there. This is going to be some bear meat here for you. I'm a tiny bit surprised he's this bearish, but he's a technician, right? So this is a perfectly valid count. Now, I had to go to a 3-day to get perspective on what he's saying here. We're going back, right? This is a full run of crypto, right? We're going all the way back here to zero. And the premise is here that putting the whole thing together, we've got a 3 in. Now, I think what he's doing here, the 4, I think he just threw the 4 here. I don't know that that's a projection for the 4, that we'd be coming down to somewhere between, let's call it 4 and 8K. I will say that the members on my team, right, who are, again, all equally skilled technicians, right? These are level 3 master Ellioticians, right? I've got, well, Sensei Wonka, he's got similar bearish projections. I got to say, I'm going to take the other side of that bet, right? Which is, listen, it's what makes a market. That we'd be going here. The implosion of crypto and certain Bitcoin and this would be such a, I mean, would crypto be, well, altcoins be over, right? If Bitcoin going to 4 or 5 grand, it's game over, at least for some time, right? That would be a nuclear event in crypto. So I don't share that view, but we can look at it objectively as technicians, right? It's perfectly valid, right? So right or wrong, right? This, to some degree, we're going to, your belief in whether or not this is actually a legitimate, what do I want to say here? Restructuring of the entire financial system to the blockchain, it would be in question here, right? I think that we could probably all agree that it's certainly going to get stalled if we do something like that. MicroStrategy would be game over for them, right? This would be such a I mean, Trump and all of his whole, I just don't think that there's any way that the powers that be are going to let that happen. Now, that doesn't mean it's not a valid count. So let's get in there and look at the count. And I think he does what some of these guys do that are better with TradingView than I am. Whereas if I go down in time, I think I'm going to get a better look at it. So the premise being here is we look at it here again. This is, pay attention, right? Again, this is a highly skilled technician giving you his count. So if we go from here as the 4, right, well, let's see. That would be internal. That gets us to this 5. So it's from here, just because I think it helps to draw it out here. So this would be 3, 4, and then we're going up for the 5 of the 3 here. And then thus the premise being that we've topped here, that is a hard top, and now we're headed, again, 4 or 5,000. Well, you can certainly see the first path here, because if this is the 3 and we're going to go that deep, well, it's not hard to follow, right? We're still seeking the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? What's that going to be? A, B, C, right? So again, much lower prices. So there's some larger macro assumptions being made here to project that low, right? Because there's other ways you can count this. That's what is often. I mean, the people that love to shit on Elliott Wave, right? That's their number one complaint, right? Is that it's open to interpretation, it's subjective. Well, but that's true. That's a true statement. That doesn't mean it's less useful. There is nothing that's 100%. There is no 100%. There's nothing works every time. It doesn't exist. Don't look for it, right? Elliott Wave is a tool. It's nothing more than a tool to try and organize the chaos of something that's, many would propose to you that it's not something you can predict. So what we do is what we can predict, right? The only thing really that Elliott Wave is trying to predict is human emotion, fear and greed. That's what it's trying to predict. When it's right, there's truly nothing better. Is it always right? Of course not. Right? Nothing's always right. You don't need to be right more than you're wrong. Period. You do not need to be right more than you're wrong. That's very, very few are. I mean, like 0.5% right? If there are any that are right more than they're wrong over time, you do not need to be. That's not the point. The point is to be profitable. Right now, as we sit here looking at this, again, so the first thought that pops through my mind is, okay, well, what's the alternate? Let's go down to a 4-hour and see if he broke this down here and see how we look here. He is playing an impulse into the top here. So 1, very tiny, 2, 3. So now I see, of course, and Depeche is a very skilled technician. So I know he would look at this and say, okay, well, if you were trying to pick this apart, which is not really what I'm trying to do, but if this is the 2 and this is the 3 and then this is the 4, right? Just something to consider. Do we have the right look? No, we don't, right? And Depeche would agree with that, right? That's not the right look. That's not the look we're after. I'm not trying to say this count is not accurate and push you towards my count, right? That's not what I'm saying. My count probably, of all the counts I've posted over the last 6 years, that's probably the most hated count I've ever posted, right? People just absolutely hated that count. And understandably, right? There's a lot of plenty of problems with it. It's I don't know that it's any better looking, but here, this, I would propose to you that if indeed we're going to start getting rate cuts here and liquidity is going to increase, the odds of this happening, I would put in the low percentile. Again, I'm not saying it can't happen. But for us well, first thing we got to do is, let's go back to it. Let's do it back to a daily, right? Where where would you confirm this count? In my view, you would confirm this and you would invalidate more bullish counts. If we take out this here, that's going to confirm this, right? Because then we will have confirmed the 5. There's other proposals here that I would propose to you here, that if this is the low that I'm really paying attention to, because I think there is a reasonable case that this is part of an extension and we're going to go again. Now, again, it's funny, right? If you want to find bullish content, right? If you X, online, Substack, wherever you're going to find it, right? You can find plenty of bulls. You want to find bears, you're going to find plenty of bears, right? So you can reinforce your view of what's happening in crypto and Bitcoin in particular easily, right? You just, your feed's going to be full of bearish content, right? If you start liking bearish content, it's going to be full of bullish content. If you start liking bullish content, right? So your perception is easily reinforced based on what you're ingesting, maybe I want to say. So where does this start to confirm, right? I think what we'd have to be looking at here is whether you're a bull or a bear, the premise right now is that we're in the process of putting an impulse. Well, let me rephrase that. There's an impulse underway, right? It would appear that, I'm going to have to get down to that 4 hour. It would appear that there's an impulse coming in here. Now, if you're a bear, this first 5, right? I think that's we can all agree we've got an impulse into the low here at what's 103, 3 into the retrace. Now, as it sits here right now, here's what the price action is. For a bull's going to see A, B, working on the C, right? That's what I see, right? I'm a bull, right? So I see this as we're looking for a bottom. A bear is going to say, well, that's 1, 2. Well, how would you know? Well, you don't. There's no knowing, right? So stop seeking knowing. There's no knowing. There is pattern recognition here, and then we can look at. Well, again, I think you can't ignore the macro backdrop here and those that really can move the market and what the perception is. 1, 2, right? This certainly looks like that there's a need, right? If we're again, put your Elliott hat on. 1, 2, 3. If we're looking for a 4 here, that we complete this with a 5, right? So we begin and we end in 5s, right? Anyone who studied Elliott Wave, right? That's what we're looking for. Does it always happen? Nothing always happens. No, it does not always happen. But to look for this 5 to complete, whether you're bull or bear, is going to be part of what you would anticipate. Now, what we would anticipate, that we're going to complete an impulse here. Now, if we pull that impulse, we pull that off, right? The right look, yeah, right. So now we haven't rolled over yet. As I like to remind you, right? The market's under no obligation to do anything ever, right? It's going to do what it's going to do. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like path of least resistance would be down. We don't know that the 4 is in. Where does that start to change? If we start to rally up here, right? I think we'd have to take this pivot out here. Where are we at there? 107-ish. Where you'd start to think, oh, okay, well, maybe something else is happening here. Maybe this is, can be recounted with WXY, because you'd be looking at a 3 essentially here, right? If this starts to come down, we'd be thinking, oh, well, it's ABC. If we start to go something like this into a 5, okay, you're going to work backwards, right? It's almost always the case with Elliott Wave. You get a significant pivot and you start working backwards. Okay, well, what are we completing down here? Well, there's a lot. Certainly that does not look like the path of least resistance. Looks like one more test down here. We've got golden zone. We've got prior structure. There's all sorts of ways that we can look for reasons for Bitcoin to stabilize down here. Right now, it's still in price discovery. Oh, let's go to an 8 here. Again, most of you recognize that the market moves from areas of balance to imbalance, right? Or where acceptance or price discovery to acceptance, you can think of it as balance to imbalance. It's the same difference, it's just different language. My guess is he's got a bullish count as well. True, that is not a right look. Yeah, well, yeah, right. So, I mean, Depeche would be quick to, I mean, again, he's a very skilled technician, right? So I don't have to tell him whether it's the right look, right? I mean, I don't have to do it. His work is so good, it almost needs no commentary from me. I'm just kind of looking at this going, okay, right, are we all, right? Are people starting to think that the bull is over? I mean, well, if you look at it here, if we're going 3-4, is the bull over? Well, it's going to be a deep 4, right? If this analysis is correct. And again, my guess is he's got a bullish count as an alternate, right? So this is bear meat, right? No question about it. There's no way to confirm until we start taking out some of these prior pivots up here. I'm gonna let's see. Let me see if I go down to an hour what he gets me, or if I get clearly a 5. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Right. I mean, you got your Elliott hat on. That's what you're looking for, right? I mean, I can't not see it, right? I've been doing this so long, I can't not see them. Even if I try, I can't not see them. So 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So it's a bit of a hurry up and wait here. You're kind of waiting to see, right? This would be the change of character. You're gonna have to get up here pretty aggressively. What do we need to see as a bull, right? We need to see this, right? We need to sweep that, and then continuation, right? So it's funny, right? Again, as I said before, right? As soon as we get something that unexpected, like this sell-off was dramatic and accelerated and it fed on itself, then immediately it's okay. Well, what happened? Why did it happen? What's going on? Has the background premise changed? Again, it depends what you're reading. Again, I'm going to take the other side of this. I'm just going to pop over. I don't want Depeche to think here that I'm trying to invalidate his count. But this is just me looking at, it's kind of prepping for Friday's video. This is kind of an easy way to look at balance versus imbalance, right? So the market moves from a low here through price discovery, balance, right? We go up here, we get a new balance. Balance, balance, balance. Right now we're coming back to this area of balance that we came from. This is my invalidation point here. If we break this, then I'm back to top is in, and we're going much deeper, which would say, okay, anywhere from 44 to 34. And this would be 1, 2. Right now, he and I may differ there. My premise being that this would be a completed impulse. Right now, we can finish it various different ways here. Again, that count is, whew, man, did people hate that count? Right, but so from 15, okay, here's a right impulse. Right, I think it would be. Well, we'd count this differently, right? This would be counted this way, right? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's how we'd count that, right? Look, yeah, it is the right look. And you'd finish this, pick your ending, right? You could finish this a couple of different ways, right? So Depeche is finishing it with an impulse. Here's a diag and an ending diag, right? It could be either way. So you got to look at it. Okay, one swing at a time, right? So for a bull, or which I am, right? A, B, C, as I was just saying. Again, I'm absolutely not here to say this is the right count, his is not. That's not what I'm saying. Here's another interpretation. 5, 3, 5, right? Would put us down here at the golden, down here at 72, right? We're coming back to a big area of balance, right? A big area of balance. This is almost textbook Wyckoff right here as we go up, right? It's, Still valid after all these years, right? So this is very sharp. It does not look like it's done. There's nothing to suggest this is done unless we were to come up here and make some sort of a V bottom here, which seems less likely. It looks like the market is going to want to test that low, and this would be an obvious target for liquidity. So we come down here, sweep this low. We get into a low volume node. We've got big volume down here because we stayed here for so long. My view is if we come down here, I'm not going to. I don't need to buy, or see, I wouldn't try and pick the turn, right? You never need to, right? I want to see something confirm the low here. So maybe we sweep that 4. If that holds as the 4, then I want this to come back. That's what I would wait for. That's my view, right? I will buy pretty aggressively, right? Because what I see is that's coming. We'll see, right? It's going to make it very, very interesting holiday season for technicians, right? To see how this resolves. Certainly, there's nothing here to suggest that that low is in. Other than, I mean, the only thing you could say is, well, I've come back to an area of balance where the market had acceptance, right? Before we went to price discovery, you could almost call this more balance. Clearly balanced up at the top. Now we're price discovery. We're coming back to areas of balance. Now, do we have to get below this and come into this big area of balance? Well, your volume profile can be a guide. We got this big low volume node here. I talked about this last week. Golden zone down here. We know the market, that Bitcoin is very responsive at the golden zone. I think this was not quite golden. We're already 2, right? We're already 2. Third target there. It's sharp. My guess is that we're going to try and establish some balance here. Right? Again, keying off of that. We're going to accept here. Maybe there's one more push down here to get retail completely freaked out. Right? That's the sweep. Do we go to this low? That's the one I'm watching for. Right? So you can see the prior resistance here, and we just a couple of ticks off the edge of that. And then we went into price discovery. That's kind of what I'm anticipating right here. It would be something similar. Otherwise, right, how are we going to know? Right? Well, there's no knowing, right? This would be, right, this is back to Depesh's count. This would be 1, 2. 1, oh, pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming down for 5, right? So we just be getting started here. To put that in full swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be unpleasantly surprised if that's what happens. But I do think one more rollover here is likely. Okay, so I think let me come back here. Well, he's proposing the same thing. So we're kind of in sync here that he sees the 4 coming here could be here. Although amount of time, right? You always want to look for that balance, right? Now again, it's not that the market, it's going to balance out perfectly here. If it does something like this, it would just start to be a little more abnormal, because then we're back to, look at the length of time of the 2 relative to the 4. It's too fat. All that does is add uncertainty, right? We want to wait until something sets up to where you're just like, oh, fuck, yes, I see it. A, B, C, right? Now we've got a fatter, now the time imbalance starts to become a factor. Do we come down for the 5? Are we finishing? Right. Well, we aren't going to know until we see what comes off of it. Do we come off with a 3, or do we come off with a 5? Come off with a 5. Let's see. Good work, Depesh. Thanks for giving us something to cry ourselves to sleep about. Before I go any further here, I got to do this here because I always forget to do it. I always do it at the end when people are clicking off. We've had a lot of people taking advantage of this, right? So for those that may not be aware, or new subs, right? This is the most aggressive pricing we do all year. It's 50% off everything, right? Including the bundle, right? That I see a lot of people taking advantage of that. You can buy these individually if you want to, although the progression is what makes it more powerful, from blue to purple, right? Very Elliott Wave focused, and then a lot of market structure here incorporating, because you can't trade one without the other. Pardon me, you can trade market structure without Elliott Wave, but Elliott Wave is the OG of market structure. Elliott Wave and Wyckoff really is where all the new stuff came from, right? There is nothing new in the markets, right? It's all just repackaged, repurposed, relabeled, the same shit, right? It's all the same, right? So just a reminder here for those, right? Because I always forget to do it. All right, so let me come back. Okay, so here I'm going to continue with Depeche here. Let me get over here. I'll get the rest of the stuff we've got. Where are we? Depeche. Okay, XLM. Okay, so that 1, 2. Oh, let me get rid of that. I know that's annoying. 1, 2, 3, big 4. It looks very much like XRP. Now, what's the immediate issue with this? And again, I know Depeche is going to agree. Whoa. Right look? No. Nope, not the right look. Technically valid, yes. Is there an alternate? That's what you might ask yourself. If again with Elliott Wave, it's a decision matrix. If not this, then what? If not that, then this. If not this, then what? 1, 2. Well, I don't think there's any dispute about that being an impulse. All right, we get a clear impulse here coming off the low, right? In Elliott speak, right? Just crystal clear. There's no denying it, right? There's no two Elliotticians are going to see something different there. No, they're not. Right. So 1, 2, 3. Whoa, oh. This is one of those counts where it's like, what the oh, triangle. I don't really see a clean alternate here. So you're kind of stuck with it. Let me go down to a daily here, how that looks. Invalidation here, this entire count would fall apart here at his triangle invalidation. A, B, we're looking for that C, right? Target down here at the golden zone would be ideal. So for this to come down here, and same thing with Bitcoin. Now, the one thing that occurs to me, if this count were to realize, right, and we go up here and get that fifth, it seems extremely, and I know Depeche would agree with me, incredibly unlikely that this would resolve up here with Bitcoin going down to 4,000. Right now, I'm not laughing at his count. I'm just those two things probably don't coexist. Probably, right? I mean, there's no absolute, there's no certainty in the market, but if Bitcoin's going to 4 grand, this is not happening. So there's that to consider. Now, if you're a bit more bullish, or this is these are anything in the top 20, right? I stay away from the bullshit meme coins, right? But that's just my view, right? So not that plenty of money. Oh God, I read something yesterday. Guy put 83 million into Fartcoin and made, or 83,000 into Fartcoin and made 24 million. Can money be made there? Absolutely. I that would be an unusual claim to fame. I don't know that anyone would care. Where'd you make your money? Fartcoin. Yeah, I named my yacht Fartcoin. It shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, right. So this would be a bullish alternative, and my guess is, right, if this starts to go, you're going to look over at the Bitcoin chart, and Bitcoin's going to be doing something other than going to 4,000. So this is interesting. Right? It's back to where's the balance. I mean, volume profile is probably the same. I mean, if I could only use one tool, pretty much volume profile would be it, right? So okay, we gotta come back down here to this high volume. Oh, come here, this high volume node down here. Oh, we know the market finds acceptance here, right? So it's acceptance, price discovery, right? Are we back to acceptance, right? Do we have to come back down here and revisit? Well, that's kind of the premise you're making. I'm gonna bring this up here. Are we in balance? See if I can do it this way. Balance, well, here's the value area low, value area high, right? Market's balanced here. If we break here, so one way you can use that here, that's very, very common, right? Day traders use this every day, right? We do a lot of day trading on the other side of our business. So it's essentially day trade every day, right? So if we break down here and we come back to test from underneath, right? If we don't get back into acceptance, right, then you can anticipate another leg down. If we come back into acceptance, oh, come here. If we come back in, Let's see if I can get you out of there. Right, something like this here, then you've got a good high probability of, oh, it's considered the 80-20 rule of volume profile. You're going to go to the other side of value, right? So we're going to start that, which could be 1, 2. We're going for 3, right? This would be price discovery, right? We're going up beyond value, right? We're going into new highs here. 1, 2, 3. Then you can just see how that would play. We're coming back to test from above, and then we get the 5. So there shouldn't be, there's I can't think of a single circumstance within a chart where volume profile isn't going to add value to your analysis. Look for balance, right? Market will seek to, you don't necessarily want to trade or in the high volume, right? But those can be targets. Where it's really clear, where you can see the market's rejected, is low volume, right? So you see there's nothing to support it down here. So the only support you would get here is just an algo firing. Right, and then the reaction to come back into an area of value. But that's a pretty good example of it right there. If we start to go lower, right, it's going to there's nothing to hold it, right? Nothing to hold it until you get down here. Now the triangle is going to start to, Bulls do not despair, right? We're not in a bear market. Well, let me rephrase that. My opinion, long term, right? It's not time to panic, right? Panic is what those with deep pockets want you to panic, right? Sell your Bitcoin, trade it with leverage, right? They will soak it up all day long. I just tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. I know how they roll, right? They would love to get your Bitcoin, your XLM, your Ripple, because they're playing the long game. What are you playing? Okay, let's see. How's the market doing here? Oh, whoa, I'm having a good day. Okay, thanks for those, Depeche. I think you're absolutely right here. I don't see anything. There's no other way to interpret this than as a triangle as it sits now. Remember, Elliott Wave is always a snapshot in time. People think, right? You come to an analysis here and you say, okay, it looks like an A, B, C, D, E. Well, if it invalidates, well, you're a fucking loser. It's a snapshot in time, right? Things change, counts change. You got to be flexible with it. Right now, this looks like the most probable way to interpret this technically, with your Elliott Wave hat on. So very, very clean count. Looks a little bit better out here, but I'd be paying, right, if we come, there's POC. If we get on the other side of POC, things now Bitcoin it could get real ugly. Okay, thanks for those, Depeche. What do I got here? So who's up next? So this is MK 1988. I thought we had a funny exchange today. 1988 is his date of birth. I thought it was his birthday. All right, so let me leave that. Let's see what he's looking at. HBAR. I've been watching this. I got to copy that. Okay. These guys, right? Again, this looks like everything looks like Ripple to me, right? Lately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 A, B, C. Well, Joe, so you're dealing with the fact here that you have that liquidation wick, right? That fucked everybody. All the counts got distorted here with this. So I think that it's not unreasonable to come back to a line chart here and say, okay, what are we doing here? Could this be the 2? You have to kind of look beyond that wick. Did somebody get bent over here? Yeah, they did. I don't think this is way too bearish myself. Let's see how we look here. This I wouldn't include this. We're tapping the 50. This is all now. What you will note here, I see it's reflected here, and he's got the volume profile on as well. We're at the edge of value. What do we got here? Did he draw this? Yeah, he did. All right, so this is the swing up, right? If we get down here, right, there's nothing to hold it, right? You'd have probably the first place you'd find any support would be right here, which is going to line up here with the golden zone, the 707. Oops. Details in the 1 hour chart. Okay, so let's go to his 1 hour chart. Let's see what's here. Okay, let's go here. So there's the daily. So the premise being 1, 2, right? So this is bullish, right? Looking for this to come out of here. If we go a little bit lower, because Bitcoin, right? So these are all going to roll with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin rolls over again, we come down here, right? They all might pop at the golden zone. So this is a bullish count. Invalidates here. Are hidden in the object tree. Let's see those pitchforks. Right, so we have a corner here. If this rolls over here, we'd have a golden corner. But as it is right now, you're at the 50, so you got a corner. This unrealized, remember, right? Target's way up here. How's it been so far? Excuse me. How's that for 80%? Want to bet against this one? Well, how do we invalidate that, right? If we take out that low. Do we have it right here? Right? No, we don't know. Again, my view would be if we do roll over one more time, I'd be real interested right there. Target up here. Let's go to the 1 hour because it looks like there's more juice in there. I'm going to take this off here. Can I squeeze it? Oh, shit, I can't get it in there. Oh, shit, I'm going to have to go to a 4. I don't think you're too bullish here. These guys, they have a utility, right? They have a purpose. It's not just bullshit, fart coin, right? Or pure corruption like WTF. Or what is this fucking coin? World Liberty Financial Corruption, whatever his coin is. One more down. Kind of looks like that. I'll get rid of that. It's too big. Pretty good looking start to an impulse. Now, does it have to do that? No, right? But again, they all kind of look like, oh, it sure looks like. See, what would you use there? You'd say, well, okay, well, how does that look as a 3, right? Do I have a clean impulse there? Well, it certainly doesn't look corrective. Do I have 5 down? This is much like Bitcoin. It looks like there could be a trunk there. So if we just do it this way, oh, fuck, that's not what I want. Okay, right? If that's the 1, that's the 2. All right, we long enough? Well, certainly we're long enough. Didn't quite get the 1618. Right here. No different, right? We're just a little shy of it. So, but certainly a reasonable contender. How are we doing on the 4, right? Again, this is just standard. What do we look for, right? Does it overlap the 1? No, right? Okay, well, so could it be a 4? Yeah. Could it invalidate? And this is going to go, we're going to go ABC? Yes, right? Certainly all that possible. Where's the, well, we're going to just, here, we'll put our wave 4 on. All right, so, okay. Just looking at that strikes me that the path of least resistance looks like we do something like this to come down here. Remember the little 3 is a little bit further. Something along those lines. Again, it's going to follow Bitcoin. We come down here, we do this, we get that 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would we have the right look? Yes. Does that mean buy it down here? No. That means look for a reaction, right? Do we get a reaction? Now, if you don't need to jump on it like, oh, fuck, God, that looks good here. Let it come up here and show you. Let it take out some of this, right? You want to see a significant pivot get swept here. Look at the resistance here, and we can't get, right? So I want this. There'll be something in here you can lean on. Fair value gap, order blocks. So, this would be, you'd have a breaker block here, right? So if you're like the market structure lingo, right? You'd have a breaker here, right? That you could take advantage of. Maybe there's a fair value gap, something you could work off here, and then just looking for something we might always look for. Oh, can I get into a golden here? And then if you do, right? And you get, and this starts, right? If and that starts, what's the next thing you do? Oh, now I got a target. Now I got a clear target. 1, 2, right? How far do we go, right? That's going to dictate. What are we doing? Oh, is it another ABC? Oh, fuck, it's a 3. 1, 2, 3. This, though, right? It's waiting. That's the thing about swing trading, right? You have to be patient. You're not going to get the immediate dopamine shot from, day traders live for it. But of course, 99%, well, 95 plus lose money. So do you want to go in there? Well, some people are just drawn to it. They can't resist it. If you want to make money long term, swing trading is going to be, I think, a more enjoyable process. That's why we teach it over here. Although, the other side of my business is all day traders, right? So for long term position trading in something like this, the swing trading, I think, will reward you better over time. It'll be less stress, less, tied to the market all day, every day. But you have to, because it gets right here, you're like, oh, fuck, I got to take some profit. Well, take a partial. But if once you start the analysis, let it go, right? If you think that's 1, 2, and 3, your challenge is to sit with it for the 3. Want to take a partial here? That would make sense, right? You'd be at the POC, you've got an algo target, you'd hit the median line. Okay. But what you're really thinking there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you're really saying, right? If we label it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you're playing, right? So it's just how does the subdivision play in getting to that median line? You've got it here. The 80% is burned, but it still becomes a great guide. It's much like a channel. It's a great guide for possible targets here. Where do you want to trade, right? You want to trade the 3. Come here. Want to trade in the 3. 3. Can you wait for it, right? It's hard to do. Right? It's very tempting. Oh, fuck, let's just see. No, let it confirm. 1, 2, right? Again, we don't even have this. 1, 2. How do I know if it's going to be a 3? Well, at least do I get to 100%, right? Do I have the qualification for a 3? Do at least I make 100% of the 1? Okay, looks good for a 3. So don't panic if it starts to retrace into a 4. That's what you're expecting, is the 4. Because the 4 to the 5 is not, I say this all the time, it's not optional. It must come, or the analysis is wrong. Right? That's a powerful guide. If it's 1, 2, the next leg is not optional. It must be an impulse. Assuming, right? If it's a 1, 2, right? Unless we're going to go into a diag, we're going to change it around. But if we're going to do an impulse, right? That 3's got to be an impulse, right? That's massively. I don't think you realize, right? Most people that shit on Elliott Wave don't realize the advantage it gives you. Right? They just don't get it. Oh, I tried that shit for a while. It didn't work here, so yeah, that's bullshit, right? Well, it didn't work for you, and that's okay, right? A lot of ways to skin a cat. I got here, and a 4-hour trading idea. Let me see what he's got here. I think this is. I think he's got a trade teed up here. MK 1988. What do you got here? What are we on here? HBAR. This is his 4-hour. All right. I'll trade on the 4-hour. Okay, so he's got okay, interesting, right? So he's got it set as a WXY, right? So we're gonna ignore this wick, and we're gonna go X, A, B, C into the Y, right? So how would you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's get the 5. Well, it's the same thing I was just saying, right? Oh, you wanted a 4-hour, right? So 1, 2, right? So okay, again, simple, right? You see, some people look at this and go, "Oh, what a pain in the ass. Why do I care if the one gets overlapped by just a little?" Again, it's 96 years of precedent that these are, powerful tools to guide you. It's easier to not apply the rules. It's much easier. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about these rules? You got to make your own decision, right? Again, as to whether or not that matters to you. I would tell you it gives a structure. There are times when it's like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? You telling me I can't call that a B wave or a C wave or an X wave? I struggle with it as well, but the rules will keep you on the right side of the market more often than not, keep you out of bad trades more often than not, right? Which is what we're trying to do, right? Be there. But the thing about Elliott Wave is when it's there and it's clean and it's clear, it's an unfair advantage. Right? I've seen it too many times, right? So, okay, if we're here and we're going up for the 5, okay, well, then we can work backwards, right? Oh, does that look like a low? Is there a count that would get it there? If that's an X, right, do I get it? Oh, shit. A, B, C into a, so do I get a W, X, Y to finish that? Well, what's going to make a difference here, right? We come back to, okay, if this could, because it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go lower. If we're coming back up here, Oh, okay. Well, that's going to look better for a potential 1. But then I come back to, if Bitcoin's going to roll over again, what are the odds of that happening? That we're going to do this. Oh, fuck, come here. That we're going to go to that 5, and then we're going to roll over to a 3 and then take off, right? Not without Bitcoin. No, they're not going to run without it. But this is a good thought, right? It's very good work. Right? See, do you notice? See, this is what I try and encourage you guys to consider. It's more work. There are times where you're like, oh fuck, what a pain in the ass. It builds conviction as you develop, you reach that point where you're making a trading decision in that you've accounted for every swing. Okay, oh, there's an impulse. Okay, so could it be the 2? Could this be 1, 2, and this is the low? Well, that doesn't fit with the context. Okay, so let's see here. There's a 3 into a 3 into a 3 into a 3. Okay, I got a leading diag, 3 into a correction. Okay, well here's the liquidation wick that fucked everybody, and it turned the whole market bearish. Okay, well that happened. Can we use it? Well, not really. The only thing we can use it for, you have to look at it like a gap, right? It's just a huge gap in the market, right? So the market's going to want to mitigate it, which seems to be what we're in the process of doing, right? So he's giving you two alternates here. If we start to accelerate, some of these pivots have to be taken. We have to get up here and take these pivots, right? And take them. And if that's happening, well, okay, wait a minute, what's Bitcoin doing, right? Because Bitcoin is this is a tail. Bitcoin's the dog, right? If we can use that language, right? These will not rally without Bitcoin rallying, right? If Bitcoin's rolling over, as Depeche was showing it, and we're going down to new lows, these are not going on their own. Okay, but some really nice work here, and I love to see the effort that was put in. Building conviction. So when you come down here, you make a trading decision. It's not a winging it. Oh, fuck, let's see what happens. Good way to just, take all the intellectual joy, if I can use that language, out of being an analyst, right? And now, the difference between being an analyst, a technician, and a trader, 2 different skill sets. This, much easier. Once you learn Elliott Wave, right, it's kind of fun. You're solving a puzzle. It's like, oh, fuck, let's see. Can I get the pieces to fit? It's something that makes sense. That's not, oh, well, I want it to go up, so this is my count. And we've all done that. I'm not saying I don't do it. But there's a level of conviction that comes from identifying every pivot. So when you're making that trading decision, if you're making a valid decision based on pattern recognition or what you see here, or some sort of edge that you've identified, it almost doesn't matter what the result is. What matters is that you do it consistently. So if that trade is a loser, that doesn't mean, oh, well, this shit doesn't work. You're going to be wrong more than you're right. I can absolutely guarantee it. That's about the only guarantee I could give you. You're going to be wrong more than you're right. So if one trade that you identified here, you nailed every pivot, I got it, and it's a loser and you get stopped out, oh, well, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Surprisingly, that's how many people approach the markets. Try something, five losers, well, that doesn't work. I better try something else. I better get over to YouTube and get, my God. From when I started, it's astonishing to me. I mean, it's got to be a 500x the number of everyone with a TradingView account has got a Discord and it's just amazing to me. I think it'd be very hard to start these days, right? It's so competitive, right? It's just unbelievably hard to get an audience because there's so much competition. Again, everybody with a TradingView account, not everybody, but certainly a lot more than when I started, right? Just amazing how many people want to teach you how to trade, given the fact that most people lose money in the markets. Okay, right. So let's get off of that. So what do I got here? So I got HBAR. I got another one here. I think here. Let's keep going here. What do we got here? This is. Oh no, that's the second HBAR. Okay, all right. So we got HBAR covered. Okay, so let me get out of that one. This one. Or pull up your XRP chart, right? It looks identical. Okay, I got another one from MK. This is Robinhood. This will be interesting to see what he's got here. Robinhood. I got to copy that. And just so I don't overload my browser memory. Okay, let's go out to, I need to go to the daily. All right, so good use of volume profile here, good use of channeling, good use of geometry. Look, again, every pivot is identified. Okay, so I got to pull out even further here. And are we in log scale? Yes, we are. We have to be. Similar, right? You just, after a while, okay, balance, price discovery, retrace. That's quite a launching point. Yeah, that flies. That's perfectly good, right? A diag, WX. Oh, let's see. Oh, we do it as a flat 3, 3, 5. That's perfectly. That's good. Actually, good work. Here's the impulse. Here's the retrace. We don't overlap the 1, right? Shit that does not happen accidentally. Here's another impulse, right? So if this is the low, if we're going to pull from here, if this completes it, what do we get here? All right. Shallow for a 2, but it's perfectly valid. It's not like it hasn't happened before. Next area of balance. Probably bring this over. Retrace to it. Off we go, right? More price discovery. New area of balance. Let's get to a 4-hour. 1, 2, right? Ambitious. It's aggressive to call that a 2. Let's put that in something I can see better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right. So as he's sitting right here, again with your Elliott hat on, what do we want to pay attention to? Well, here's the, would invalidate the idea that it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like we'd have 1 would be an extension. One, 2, 3, 4. It's 23. Let's get in there on the 60. A, B. Jeez, I got to really dig in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Impulse, right? We don't overlap the 1. Nice impulse. A, B, C into a B. That's high for a B. Big extension in the 5th. So he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C. Well, no reason not to go with that, or as it sits right now. So coming off of that, off of this, what did we get here? Something happened. Hood going aggressively into crypto, just adding to their crypto portfolio. Sure looks like you could have a start to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that down. Something reasonable. 1, 2. Well, you're not going to know, right? Because there's potential, right, that this could get recounted. We could end up with a 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this as a diag. We could end up with that. But right now, there's no why go there? Always good to look for swing relationship. If that's the A and that's the B, right? How do we look coming down here? Now that'd be pretty extreme for a C to get to a 618, right? But it's not uncommon. There'd be a pretty nice V recovery. Things you want to look for, right? So here, if this is the 1, if that's the 1, we know where the obvious liquidity is, right? There'll be stops down here. So whenever you see a retrace, right, we get a push and then wait, why don't we go get this? Market's too strong. All right, so what's the next thing we're going to watch for? When we come back down here, right? Do we overlap here? Right, see, a good Elliott wave count, it's so easy to spot, right? It's you don't get the depth here. You hold here. Right, that's why the 2338 is so important to a good count, right? That's what gives it the right look. Is the bigger 3, and you don't go so deep, right? Because the deeper you go with the 4, the less likely you are. You're more likely to get a trunk or a not the typical push into the 5th, right? It's much harder for the market to do that than if you get a shallow 4, right? So the shallow 4 is actually. That's kind of what you're looking for. And when you get a shallow 4, that's when you can be a little bit more aggressive into the 5. It's where you start to second guess it. It's like, oh, fuck, is this a 1, 2, 1, 2? Oh, because that's not what I want. What I want is up here. Now, whether you get it or not, right, again, market's going to do what it's going to do. But when you're here, right, assuming you had the nice, oh, come here. Assuming you had the criteria you'd look for here, which would be a 3 into the correction. When you get that, you want to be a little more aggressive here. I mean, so you add, I'm not saying it, Robinhood, right? You can trade this with all sorts of different ways. You can trade this with options, et cetera. But you want to be a little bit more aggressive there, right? You don't need to buy the underlying, right? If you get 3, 4, if you get 3 into that 4, and you've got a big target up here, put a call spread on it. Well, this would be 3, 4. Sell some out of the money puts. Use it to pay for some at the money call spread, right? So you get you get a more aggressive delta positioning, right? For the, not to get into a whole option thing, but 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If this goes deeper, right, then that reduces that probability, and you probably don't want to be selling puts that way. It's this, right? When it gets right here. Oh, look, we're looking good here, and something that would be tied maybe to volume profile, right? So, oh, okay, it makes sense. I can understand why we might pause here. Now you're going for the 5. Waiting for a retrace. Exactly right. Everything we teach pretty much is about retracement trading. The one thing we advise against, right, with very few exceptions, right, there are times when it can be effective, right? In equities, it's the only place where I would ever encourage it, is breakouts. Because my view is always, I'll wait for the retrace. If it breaks out, good. Oh, we just confirmed something. Oh, we confirmed, right? Buyers are in control. Breakout. Okay, I'll wait for the retrace. What if it doesn't retrace? Is there a shortage of things to trade? I'll wait for the one that does retrace. That's such a foundational approach to your mindset when you look at a chart. Are you looking for breakouts or retracements? So I mean, it's to me, it's almost like it's hard to argue for the breakout. Now, again, I'm not saying breakout trading isn't profitable and people haven't made gazillions of dollars with breakouts. It's just, if I look at that, I go, okay, well, if I'm trading a 4 here, I mean, the worst case here is my stop's going to be here because I'm looking for the impulse. Best case here, so my risk reward is always going to be better waiting for the retrace than the breakout, right? If you take let's see, if I wait here, I'm going to wait until it breaks that 3. Okay, well now, that's when I'm going to enter. Okay, where's your stop? You're going to use the 4? Okay, well now what's your target? Are you anticipating extension? Why? Why would you be anticipating extension? You don't know that there's going to be an extension. Extension in the 5th is something you see after the fact. You don't anticipate it. What length of the 1 from the proposed 4? I'm just, if that's my 4. Well, here's the most common target. Now, how's my risk reward here? It's asked backwards. You will not make money over time if that's how you set up your risk reward. What do you want here? I want that. At least that. I want at least 2 to 1. So, okay, I'm going to have a very aggressive 5th here. Now, is that possible? Of course. But is it probable? See, that's not what you want to bank on. If it happens and you let a runner go, oh, fuck, man, happy days. But it's not what you want to forecast. I want to forecast, what do they usually do? There's almost no place where I can't take you through that analogy and come out with a better result as a retracement trader. Almost no. Well, no, I'm telling you, there's no place where that's not a better result. Well, let me rephrase that. It's a better risk profile to wait for the retrace. But what if I miss it? What if it doesn't retrace? What? I'm talking about over time. Over time, I would encourage you to, I know it's really tempting, right? When something starts to run, oh shit, I got to wait. Again, I come back to, is there a shortage of things to trade? No. Pilgrim's doing really, god damn, I love to see guys that come in and they're okay, they're decent, right? But then when they really accelerate, man, has he gotten good. He wants to look at, now he didn't have a chance to do it, but he just put the post in because I wasn't sure we were going to, oh, this is Nike futures, whoops. It's not what I want stocks. Oh, fuck me, come here. Nike. There we go. And he wanted 1 hour. Okay, oh, there's the 1 hour. Well, I can't do a 1 hour without looking at the daily. Okay, so let's come back here. All right, what's going on? They just had their earnings. Oh, no, pardon me, they're coming up. So great example, right? Just exactly what we were just talking about. Okay, so where is that low coming in, right? So I sometimes feel like, oh, it's too rudimentary, right? But many, right? It's just a review. Many times you've seen something like, oh, right. Okay, so what do we see here, right? Balance, right? And then price discovery. Well, here's a good example of it. All right, now that's mighty deep, but what do? We come back to balance, right? So if you're like, oh, fuck, I missed it. Oh, that's COVID, right? Retrace. Who did better, the person who waited for it or the person who took the breakout? Again. So what are we doing? We're coming back to balance. Do we need to be in log scale? Yeah, pretty much. What do you see there? Well, it certainly looks like we've got a 3 underway. All right, so now do we look like we're done here? Well, if it's going to be a zigzag, let's count it out. I mean, again, it's not that hard on the daily. Well, reasonable choice. Is that our B here? Looks like it. 1, 2. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so there's an impulse. Nope. Right, so it looks like you're good there. So there's the C. Okay, so let's count it out again. It's not, it's paint by the numbers, right? Well, this is getting a little tricky in there. Can we get an impulse in there? Well, you're going to have to distort it a bit because it looks like a 3. Yeah, that's not the greatest setup there. You really don't have it. Let's see. Is there an alternate here? That's a 5. So you're stuck with that 5. There's the 3. It's tough to get a 1, 2 out of that. I don't think you have it, right? So do we have to redo this as a diag? Either way, right? So I don't think you have. Well, this is tricky, right? So this might have me pause. So if we look at it here, I think this is probably, oh shit. Do it here, right? So it looks like you got a clean impulse down. Looks like a clean impulse, right? So how do you? Well, I guess this is hopefully, right? This is why people tune in, right? It's the sausage making. Okay, how do we analyze this? Well, there's a 5, right? Now 3, okay, it's pretty deep. Again, what are we doing? We're coming back to a balance. Price discovery, we got to come back, right? So if you're a retracement trader, what? Something to keep in mind. Okay, do I get an impulse coming out of here? Not really. Well, we might be able to do it here. Now, can we get that into an impulse? Well, it's not super clean. Sometimes a line chart helps, right? That actually reinforces the 3 more than anything else. Could we do it? Well, it's a little bit of a, well, I want to see it, right? So I get, yeah, fuck me. Can I get that 5, right? Is that legit? That was borderline. It's, I suppose you could I suppose you could do a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's mighty skinny. Well, let's play it out, right? Again, don't expect Elliott to be perfect, right? But if you want to put money at risk, I like perfect. Are you forcing a little bit here? It feels like you are, right? So because even that, right, also looks like a 3. So this would have me waiting. Right, again, there's so many things to trade. If it's not perfect, why are we trading it? This looks like the series of 3s to me. He wanted the 1 hour, right? So maybe there's a shorter term trade on the 1 hour. Let's get that out of there. Well, where are we? All right, that looks like that might be Al. Well, Al's got a little bumpy down there. Do we get a close below? We do, right? So Al would be out. Now, when I say that, right, it just means we lost the algo here on this swing, on the major swing. Doesn't mean it can't go up here, right? Could this be a 1-2? Well, yeah. Even that is, see, I always come back to, if it's not just right, why are you trading it? Well, I liked what I read in the earnings report, and you know, I saw some analysts on Bloomberg really like the long term, and they, you know, they're struggling with, they bought Foot Locker, and that's not working out so well, but it looks like they're going to regroup, blah, 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 blah. Right? Okay, but if you're a technician, the first premise is all the known fundamentals are factored into that price right now. People who study the fundamentals, nothing but it, right, tell you that that's fair value right there based on the fundamentals. That's the first assumption you make as a technician. All the fundamentals that can be known are reflected in that price. So as a technician, what are we trying to do? Look for where we have edge. Do I have edge here? Okay, see, again, break it down. Okay, take the Elliott wave out. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Now I'm in between. So what here, again, just speaking it objectively as you can, what would give you edge here? Well, maybe if we took this, right, maybe get, a little change of character because I did not get a lower low. Okay, well then that's got to continue, right? Because that could just be a liquidity sweep, right? That's what they're looking for, is where are the stops going? Where's retail going to put their stop? Right? All of that, right? So that's actually, you could think of this as just easy liquidity for institutions to grab, right? Because trend lines are, you know, it's another form of liquidity, right? It's resting liquidity. Boom, boom, boom. Now, right, that doesn't mean we can't, I'm not saying we can't rally from here, but you can anticipate some of this being targeted. Let's see. So what here would suggest that it doesn't, we're not going to just do this, right? And then this, and then, right? Something has to break, right? You got to break the structure. To get certainly that's what the algos are going to look for. It's not good enough, my view. Not good enough. All right, so let me keep going. Thanks for the suggestion, Pilgrim. I encourage you to wait. I come back to, well, oh fuck! What if I wait? What if it goes? Now we're back to being retracement traders. Here you could do the same thing here. Balance. Well, here, let's just use a volume profile. Let's do the whole thing. See, right? It's not too. You can, after a while, okay, I can see it. Balance, right? We can't look. What do we do here? We're coming back to balance, right? Big gap here, right? Where there's nothing to trade. Well, that's being reflected here. But if I drew it, can I do it right to here? Duh, right? I mean, you're always going to have that with equities, right? Where we have a gap. But okay, we've gone from balance, right? You could do the same thing up here and say, oh, okay, well, we found some balance up here, right? High volume node down. We're going right back to balance. Now, can we go back to this to balance, right? To when the market's fat and happy. Breakout. Oh, it's a breakout. Oh God, look, it gapped up. Oh fuck, I'm gonna miss it. I better. Oh shit, I got to get long. Oh, maybe not. And all of these, right? You got to break all of this, right? That's got to break. You got to break that. So what would you look for? Oh, can I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh fuck, I missed it. Oh fuck. Shouldn't listen to that guy. I missed it. Did you miss it? If you just waited for the retrace, right? It's the same concept. Here's impulse, retrace. Impulse, retrace. Impulse. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe. Oh. You can really break it down. You know, then you add the Elliott wave, right? Maybe you find something that plays beautifully, and then it's just one more tool of confluence. No Elliott wave? What does it mean? You don't trade it. It just means one of your tools is not part of the puzzle. Okay. Oh, good. I want to see this one. Depeche on XRP. Let's see what he's thinking here. This will be interesting to see, given his Bitcoin count. Let's see what we got here, Depeche. What's the market doing? The move since I last. Okay, I'm glad to see we're in alignment here. Okay, all right. So let me push that up. I'm going to go to the daily here. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, this is really a weird count. Now, again, right? There's plenty of content going around on X and other sources. There is now an ETF for XRP. There's a lot of commentary about this now starting to really influence and infiltrate the banking system, right? The SWIFT system. Nobody likes the SWIFT system other than banks, right? Who, you know, last time you sent a wire, what did they charge you? Nobody likes it but banks, right? And there's a big push here to get on the other side of it. Now, is XRP the only solution? No, it's not, but it's certainly, I would not bet against this, right? So I come back to Depeche. I'm just, you know, just between you and me, right? If Bitcoin is going to $4,000, how is Ripple going to $8? It's not. But again, I know he's got a bullish count on Bitcoin. So, oh, what did he give me? Oh shit, what did you give me? A 4 hour? I can't remember now. 4 hour. 1 2 3. I agree with that, right? This is just, you have to let that go. 3 4 5 of 3 4. Could we be done, right? Could we? Could. 1 2 1 2, right? Could be a leading diag here. Could be 1 2 3 4 5, right? We could have a leading diag. 1 2. Much like the other things we've looked at here, do you want to buy it here? Well, if we just, where's balance, right? I mean, I don't even have to draw it. You know what you're going to see here, right? So, okay, we're undervalued here, right? Now we've come back into value. Well, the assumption here, right, since he's got a bullish buy certainly on Bitcoin here, so we're going to come down here to $1.40. That would be the last flush, right? So what would they be going after, right? So we can see the high volume node down here. We can see the liquidity down here just sitting there. You know there are stops down here. We don't have to wonder about it. We know there are. 1 2 3. It's weird. It's certainly weird looking. For the impulse, 1 2 3 4 5. The fly, well, it's going to look better in a line chart. So that premise being that we've got a full-blown impulse coming here. So this is the B, and we're going to go down for the C. So it's going to be 1 2 3 4 coming, and then one more last flush to get everybody, including me, really depressed. All right, we come down here. Although I got in this a long time ago. Okay, right. Where's the opportunity? If it does that, right? Everybody on the planet, Ripple, XRP bulls are going to be in complete panic. I just see that as massive discounting. Where's the trade? Not here. Here. Stop under the low. What's that going to be? Not the 5. That's going to be the 1 of the 5. We'll see if that plays. Man, I'm curious. I want to see your Bitcoin bull chart, right? Because everything you gave me XLM and Ripple with bullish counts, and you gave me the most bearish count on Bitcoin I've seen. You got to reconcile that for me. And I asked because I respect your work so much, right? I'm wondering how you justify those two. Okay. Crypto Janus. Oh, I got one from him. Copy link. ENA. Depeche still on here? I do. I knew you did. I knew you did. There's no way you had just a bearish count. But that was some red meat for bears. Okay, what do I got here? I got ENA on 1 to 2 hour. Okay. All right, I have to get the daily for context. Okay, let's get here. ENA, right? Does that look good? Holy shit, does it not look good? All right, so that's at a log scale. It's always good just for a reality check to look at it at a log scale, right? So we have a new bottom put in here. So let's go to log scale. Okay, so we're gonna have to. It's tricky, right? It makes it difficult to reconcile with that. So you almost have no choice but to go to a line chart. And that's in log scale, so it's even worse. We go here. Let me do this real quick so I can see it a little bit better. ABC, right? So that kind of fucks the count up completely. Okay, so we're going to come, well, let me go down to 2 hour. Okay, right, so here's some good work. Oh, is that me or did he? Oh, he looks like he's using the same tools. Okay, so WXY into an XA. There's a clear impulse, corrective, swing, 5, 3, 5. Sure looks like we're off to a good start there. Where's the trade? He's already teed it up for you right here. Oops, right here. 1. Right now it's a little, let's get those 60. A little tight in the finish. Oh, just out of curiosity, let's put an EW on there. Oh, is that the right? Oh, wrong one. Well, no, that's the right one. Bearish count on the RSI. Let's update that. Here, actually, let's get rid of that. Okay, all right. So do we have a candidate for a 3? Well, I might look. It strikes me that we might have. Get that out of there. No, he's done the work. He's counted the subdivisions. Oh, that's tricky, right? So are you starting it here? I might. That's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can live with that. 2, 1, 2. Let's put this here. I'm not sure that's how I'd count it. Well, let's measure, right? When in doubt, use your fib tools, right? Because it can be a guide. Putting the 3 here. Oh, we're gonna have to go down to the 15 to dig that out. It looks to me like you got a triangle here. So we're going to go up 1, and let's put that in white. It looks to me like we go A, B, C, D, E into a 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks better down at a 15-minute. Let's bring this up. Oh, fuck, come here. 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a little skinny. Again, it's often the case where like, wait, we work backwards. So if this is my top here, can I do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get it done? Yeah. Okay. Well, what does that mean I've got here? Well, you could probably count it in multiple different ways. Balance, right? The market's balanced here, and then we go off to price discovery. Now, what do? Retrace. So if that's the 1, let's get this out of here. If that's the 1, if, right? It's the 2 to the, it makes me, see, I'm tempted. I want to do this. Or somewhere around here. It doesn't quite look right to me. Let's get a set of median lines on there. That's too sharp, right? So if I would go, I can put a channel, I'd go to modified. All right, so which is just a channel. So 1, 2, boy, I like this as the 3. Okay, right? So okay, it looks like I got 5 down here. So where is this going to start to confirm the idea that it's a 1 and not a 3 here, based on what comes here and how deep it goes? Remember, I was saying before, for a 4, I'm going to do this. we don't want it going too deep, right? We absolutely don't want it going below the 50, right? Now, does it happen? Of course it does, right? But that looks like I got an A going in here. So A, working on the B, right? Doesn't look like it's, shit, I'm on a 15-minute here. Doesn't look like I've got enough there to call that a B yet. So that's what I want here, right here. Be a high-class problem for this to be a 4, right? So here's your high probability zone right here for a wave 4. Again, where do they usually go? If you're going to get a big 5, right, you don't want it going this deep. You want it to hold right in here. I mean, even that, but that would just be, you see the relationship of time, it makes a difference, right? Does it make a difference in the outcome? Not necessarily. It makes a difference in your conviction in the trade. So again, I say you want to look for something that's like, oh my God, I have to take this trade. That doesn't mean it's going to be a winner. I mean, Ethereum is a great example of that. God, do I get the comments I get are just amazing, right? Because I liked it at 4, so didn't work, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have the right look? If I get that, yes, I have the right look. Now, if we count it the way he's got it, again, I'm not trying to say his count is not right. I'm just looking at it going, do I have the right look? Well, it's not like it's never happened before, but I prefer, right? Again, I want something that's so fucking drop dead gorgeous that I can't not take the trade, regardless of the outcome. Yeah, I'll go back to this as an example, right? Because, oh my God, do I get shit for this count? Just to use as a teaching example, right, for what it's worth. I'm going to use the replay here. I think I did this the last time. Continue. All right, I want. Oh fuck here, I'm not so good with this. I want replay. Oh, maybe not here. Well, you can see what I'm going to try and do here. I thought I could just go right there. This, when we got right here, on the premise that we had that this was 3 and this was 4 here. I remember I talked about this last week. I take that trade 100 out of 100 times. I got 3 in here that happened to be right at the 38 and we started to go here. Now it starts to pull back. That's a trade you take. I don't care what anyone says. All day long, I'm taking that trade. We got right here to the 38 here, right at a high volume node. We get the reaction up here. We get a retrace. If you're not taking that trade here off of that, if you're not taking that on that with that as the potential outcome for that 1, you are not you're just winging it. Now, of course, what happens, right, is it fails. And people go, oh, but that Elliott Wave shit doesn't work. Right? Why do you even make these videos? Blah, blah, blah. That's the kind of shit I get. Because one trade didn't work, so it didn't play out the way you would have anticipated. I mean, that's about as perfect as they get. That doesn't mean it can't fail. It just means you have to, well, my view, that's a trade. If you're not taking that, well, you're trading something else, right? You're not trading any Elliott Wave. You're not trading, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not trading anything that we would teach you. That's 100 out of 100 times you got to take that trade because, oh, it didn't work this time. Also, I'm not taking it next time. Oh, I promise you what'll happen next time. Because to not take that trade, and this is my opinion, to not take that trade is a mistake, right? To not take that trade the next time that sets up where you got 3 into a high volume node at a 38 with a perfect impulse behind it. If you don't take that trade, you might as well just flip a coin. Truly, right? Because I promise you, if you don't, the time you don't take it, it'll be a monster. It'll be the biggest thing you've ever seen. Because to not take it is the mistake, right? It doesn't matter what the outcome is. So, well, you liked it at 4, and now now you like it at 2,600. Yes, I do, because now I can reevaluate this and go, okay, well, that was incorrect, right? That was not what the market offered. Where did that 4 go? It's not, well, fuck, I can get you out of there. It's not what it offered. Okay, is there a way to recount it to make it make sense? Is there another way to count this? 1, 2, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that was an incorrect analysis. But does that mean I don't like it down here? I like it all the better. Now I'm sitting here. Do I have to say anything? You don't like that one? Well, if you're not taking that one and you're not taking that one, why are you watching any of my videos? Kind of my question to you. And what does it make you feel good to shit on my? It's very odd why people do that. All right, so what do I want to see here now? I want to see, just like this, I wanted to see a nice impulsive move here. Is it too soon? It's too soon, right, to really take it. I mean, nibble, yeah, right, but not heavy leverage going with big size here, because we haven't confirmed the low, because there's nothing says we don't, right? There's nothing says we don't do that. There's nothing technically to say we're not going to do that. This has got to, the first target would be right here. We got to have a higher high. Oh, otherwise it's just another lower high and lower low. Now, what would give you more conviction here? Again, you talk about looking for something perfect. If you aren't chomping at the bit to take Ethereum, why are you watching any of my videos? That's my signature trade right there. I can't set anything up any better. That's it, right? Golden corner pocket, right? So I've got here's what I know. I've got 80% odds of getting there. Oh man, I don't take those 80%. I wait for the 100% odd trades. I wait for those. Well, it's going to be a long wait. I don't. Yeah, I liked it here. Yes, I did. I like it here too. If that fails, okay, where do we invalidate? 1,000. And I will be wrong yet again. But 100 out of 100, 100 out of 100. Now here, just like here, right? You had to wait for that. It was the retrace, right? It's okay. Maybe if you for little size here, because you might get it. But what do you anticipate? Let's say we get her pop there. What is it you're anticipating? A straight line to new all-time highs? No, that's not how the market moves. What are you anticipating? You're anticipating a one wave to be followed by a retrace. That's the trade. Doesn't mean it can't fail. There is no certainty. There's no absolute. There's no 100%. There's nothing that works all the time. It doesn't exist. Stop looking for it. 1, 2. That's what I want. Swing, confirm. I'd love to see it take out that 4 high. Take that, and now give me a 3. Give me a 3. Because that's foundational to the way I look at the market. Why? Why is that so important? Well, I've got 96 years of precedent. It's not magic. It's not magic. It's not chart magic. It's human emotion. Are people scared down here? Yeah, they're scared. Here's a question for you. You want to buy it or sell it there? What would be your inclination? Buy it or sell it? Well, it's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Why wouldn't I sell it? Did you find some balance down here? Did you find a technical pivot down here? Can we put something technical on here that we know gives us an edge? Does that give us an edge? Yeah. Is it oversold, right? I mean, could we put an RSI on there? You like to see this come back here, right? Because this could be 1, 2. Maybe we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in Depesh's initial Bitcoin super bearish count, right? Well, of course, if Bitcoin's going to $4,000, Ethereum's going well below 1,000. That result is, that's a bigger picture, right? But as a technician, if you're not taking that, what are you doing? You're doing something else than what we teach. Let's see. I got 2 from, what am I doing on time? 12:56. Okay. Depeche. I want to see his bull count. Maybe he can post it for us. I got 2 requests. Oh, fuck. God, I never even heard. Okay, so MicroStrategy. Let's get over here. MicroStrategy looks kind of ugly. I'll be the first to say it. MSTR. Pardon me, strategy. Okay, let's get out to a daily. This is not my work, right? This is what happens when I copy stuff. I get all of their work. So I'm gonna just let's remove that. Yes, remove. Okay, MicroStrategy. Do we need to be in, okay, first question when you bring up something like this, I'll take that out. Do we need to be in log scale? Yeah, I think we do. All right. Oops. So, oh Jesus, we are in log scale. Let's take it out of log scale. Well, we're going from 25 to 550. What do you see right off the bat? Are we coming back to balance? Yep. That's actually shouldn't, you know, when it's coming down here, when you're looking for where might it be going, then I would do this again. I like to do both, right? Because I don't want to be the log distorts it so badly. Okay, do we have to come here? Well, that would be, you know, halfway of the. Does that look like there's any signs of a low there? Not really. All right, hard to see it. Other than, okay, we've come back to an area of balance. Now let's go, oh God damn it. Let's go back to log scale. Okay, area of balance. So let's put this together, Elliott, if it's helpful. I have to go weekly here. Balance. Balance, price discovery, return to balance. Price discovery, balance, price discovery, return to balance. I know it's easier in hindsight, right? But if you start mapping that out, I mean, it's what do you think you're going to see here? Oh shit! If I did the whole thing, we did visible range. Well, log scale kind of fucks that up as well, anyway. But let's see if I take it out. Is it going to help at all? No, it's too. You can't see. It's too far. So that's actually too big to actually work with. So we could work from this low. Well, let's work from this low here through the whole thing. All right. Now we're going to have to expand that. Let's go to 50 so we can see a little bit better. Okay. Well, that's probably not surprising. Oops. I just lost everybody. Or lost that. Oh, there we go. All right, so right back to balance. Imbalance, balance. Imbalance, balance. All right, let's see. Now, identifying that, can we put an Elliott count here that would be useful? Well, first thing that occurs to me, oh, get out of there. I'd want to measure. Where'd we go here? Curiosity, or things I'll do just out of curiosity. How do we look here? Well, those median lines, that's not going to work on MicroStrategy, is it? Nah, I'd never work on MicroStrategy. Right? No way. When you're down here, right, it's 80% odds. Oh, it didn't get that. Oh, fuck. Can you hold? Can you hold? Can you hold? Who can hold? Retail can't hold. I couldn't hold. I couldn't hold for that. I've been taking profit here. Who can hold here? Hedge funds, software. That's why they use it. Very hard to. So what do we have here? Does that look like an impulse? Yeah. Do we want to go 1, 2, 3? Well, maybe. I wouldn't shy away from it. Why not? I mean, sometimes you just throw things up there and you're like, well, okay, first question is, well, why not? Why not that? Well, oh, goddamn, my machine's getting a little laggy. Why not, right? Second most common. That's a mighty big 2. 1, 2. I get a little worried when my machine starts doing that. What are we looking for here? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 4? Where you're sitting in it at balance. So is there, well, okay, let's finish it. What does the market move in 5s and 3s? No, that shit doesn't work anymore. Come on, man, that's your grandfather's TA. Right? I mean, those median lines, that's so old school. You don't need that shit. But Elliott Wave, come on, man, get in the proper century. That shit doesn't work anymore. Does it? Want to buy it? Well, doesn't look like it's ready, right? It's just like Bitcoin, right? Like, well, what would your first thought be? 1, 2? I mean, what would a 7th grader say? Well, that kind of looks like a 1, 2. It looks like we're doing a 3. All right? You know, why we're trying to complicate everything. Measure. If that's a 1, that's a 2. Where do they usually go? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? All right, where it's sitting. Again, I'm not. There's nothing I'm doing here that's magic. It's just, you know, just some Elliott Wave knowledge, right? So, but I'm not flexing. I'm just saying, okay, well, where do they usually go? It's not that crazy. Where do we invalidate? Let's put a big fat. All right, we invalidate the impulse right there. That would be bad news. So much like Bitcoin, right? We invalidate if it gets too much lower here, where it sure looks like it doesn't look like it's done there. I mean, wouldn't your thought be, okay, but that doesn't mean it's required to, but it doesn't. It looks like we want to do that. Then I've got something that I can really go, oh, fuck me. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Now that doesn't mean buy it here. That means wait for that. Oops, thing sticks. Right, I want that. I want you to break that high, right? So I can see that change in market structure, and I want the retrace because that will be a monster. So can you see how, I mean, this is a proxy for Bitcoin, right? So 1, 2, 3, and now they're, oh my God, right? I'm on X. It seems that, oh, major banks are trying, you know, BlackRock is trying to punch, they want Sailor's Bitcoin, JP Morgan's in dispute. People, I've read today, people are closing their JP Morgan accounts. Oh shit, I don't want that because they're attacking Sailor. Sure looks like that's a 5 here. Now, again, if we break here, then it's no longer perfect. Right, so, okay, well, then you got to sit out, right? So that's why you don't want to sit here with a limit order. I want to see this happen. Then I'll take the retrace, right? Swing, confirm, retrace. Well, what if it, what? There will be a retrace at some point, right? Otherwise, I mean, again, if we, I'm going to, here, this is what retail does. I'm going to wait for the breakout because it'll be safer here. What would that be? That would be a major break of structure. What do we anticipate at a break of structure? I have to say it this way all the time. Not what do we know, what do we anticipate? Retrace. Everything we teach is about waiting for the retrace. Everything. There is no trade we would ever suggest that didn't come after a retrace. If this does this, it does it. At some point, there'll be a retrace. It's human nature, right? People can't sit with it, right? I mean, I promise you, we all struggle with it. Oh my God, holy shit! Oh, I got to take it. I've got to take it. Retrace. Like there's some liquidity up there. So if we get up there, right, it could pump it, right? Because you're gonna those are buy stops, right? Pump. Where's it gonna get? How's it gonna refuel? Think of it that way. If we get up to new all-time highs, where's it going to get more liquidity? Not up here. It's going to have to come back for it. Right? That's institutions. That's all they care about. Where can they drop their size and not disrupt the market? They are not hunting your stop. They are not. They don't give two shits about your stop. They're looking for liquidity. So you might look at this and say, well, do we have some balance up here? Well, we got out of balance here. We going to come back in? If we do this, where is it going to want to come back to? balance. I think you can. No, it's exactly. It's the same. It's an identical account to almost right to Bitcoin, right? It's trying to do a 4, one more sweep down for the 5, right? And that makes it perfect. As long as we don't overlap that 1, right? Then we got a perfect setup for right. This is what we want. Right there. You're gonna have to wait for it. That could be, February before we see that. It's worth. See, you got to look at it this way. Is it worth waiting for? What would your risk reward be there? Oh, fuck. Is it worth waiting for? You could put it 1 tick on that because that invalidates it. 24 to 1. Is it worth waiting for that? So for many people, right, there's like, oh, fuck, man, I'll come back and look at it in February. I would get it on your watch list of, will it be worth it? I think Sailor thinks so. All right, this other one here. Fuck, I've never even heard of this one. Anyone? Fuck me. I don't even know what do I call that? Anyone protocol? Anyone? Oh, I guess so. That's got to be it. Anyone protocol. Where do I want to do this? Oh, here, let's go to the aggregator. Right, so we can get everybody. Okay. This is from our X people. Okay, so we're again, I literally can't not see 5s and 3s. I can't not see it. It sure looks like I got a 5, 3. I mean, okay, what things we know, right? The market moves in 5s and 3s. Oh shit, I guess we're gonna have to do it here. Well, that might be the internal. We might have to do it here. That's another, just for your eyeball to kind of recognize. Right, the extended 3 often leads to a shorter 5. Right, so that's what you got here. Right? So since this came down here and swept that low here, and I'm going to assume it did it on all exchanges, because the 3 is so long, you would anticipate. Well, actually, let's here. I think this would be an interesting case study right here. Look at the 1 from the proposed 4. Exactly, it's a tick past the 100, right? Just enough to grab the liquidity. Okay, so oh god, look how perfect that is, right? Is it perfect? Well, yeah, it is actually. But what happens? Now I know the point here is not to be going back in hindsight. It's so the next time you see it, right, you pay attention. So we can look here and say, okay, what happened here, right? Liquidity, duh. That's what you want to look for, right? That's the foundational premise of a good beginning, right? Did we get first? Okay, did we get a 5, right? Did we sweep liquidity? Yeah. Did we get some imbalance coming off of that? Yes, right? There's the fair value gap right here, right? To demonstrate that that's not retail, right? Retail can't do that. Do we get a 5 that comes off of there? Well, sure looks like it. Oh, come here. Sure looks like we got a 5. Oh, I guess we'll do it here. Looks like we got a 5. Okay. What happens after the 5? Right. Get back here. Come back here. Oh, well, there are IC2 friends. We would call that an order block, right? The down before we go up, right here. I mean, you could refine it even further. It doesn't really matter. Right, here's your last little down before we go up, right? So how do we know that's a good order block to pay attention to? Because it produced the imbalance right here, the fair value gap. Right, so we know that that's muscle. Oh, right. See, it's not always going to be the fair value gap that holds it, right? So we're coming back to the order block, right? The origin of the move. So when you're here going, oh, fuck, I missed it. Did you? Did you miss it? This you got this twice, right? So here we get another extension. Well, you can see it, right? So this sure looks like 3, 4, 5. So this gets a little funky. This is why. So what's happening here? Balance. It's wide, right? It's very Wyckofian, right? I mean, Wyckoff people, right? Probably love it, right? So spring, maybe. But we don't. Come here. Oh, pardon me. I'm on the aggregator, so I can't get volume, right? But you don't even need, you know what you're going to see here, right? You're going to see a big, let's see, you're going to see a big D profile like this. Right, POC probably right in the middle. Oh, here. Oh, you just look right here, right in the middle of that. Probably get your POC right here. It looks like a bow and arrow, doesn't it? All right, so a nice D profile here. It's a little hot here, a little cheap here. What do we need to see before you want to buy this? Well, you know, are they sweeping the liquidity here? That's certainly possible, right? Is there more liquidity below? Yeah, there is, right? It's already been swept, so they don't really need to go get that. So what would you do here? You want to sell it? No, I think not, right? I mean, I'm not saying it can't go lower, but would that, do you look like you have an edge here? Now, I'm not saying buy it either, right? Because you got to come back up with something. Right? That's what the market likes to do, right? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Have you missed any? How have breakout traders done here? How have they done? How'd they do here? How'd they do here? How'd they do here? Everyone massive. Not just a small loser, all the way to the other side. So what? See, you got to look at that and say, well, what is the market telling me here? Well, it's undervalued, overvalued, until we're not trending, right? We were trending down. So why? What are you doing here? Why are you even looking here? You're way early to be looking here. Now you could say, okay, well, I wanted to get into this. Maybe that's what you're trying to do. Because you can put your stop down here. See, it almost doesn't matter, right? So some people look at that and say, well, fuck, I'm not going to put my stop down there. That's where everybody puts it. Yes, right? But that doesn't mean, well, you want to give it a little more, right? You want to do something like that. That's fine, right? So that you don't get squeezed out of here. But really, the point is not that, well, I don't want to put it there because everybody puts it there. The point is, if it's a good trade, if you're going to come out of here, they won't be able to get, the market's going to be too strong that the algos won't be able to get it, because the buy side algos will take it, right? So what would you need to see here? Right? I'd want to see some evidence that algos were involved. Right? At least I know I'm going to pick one up here to do some heavy lifting for me. So again, it's where do I have edge? Well, did anything happen here? Did I break anything? No, not really. But if I'm just dying to get long, here, I'd like to see it get to the 50, right? Get to half of it. If I'm just dying, I can't wait. Oh, God, I've got to get long. Anyone, I read something on Twitter that this is going to be a monster. 1, 2. Okay, well, at least I get edge here. It's probably an order block down here. We just draw it in again, right? You've probably got another order block down here. So, okay, well, I got an algo. Did I get any displacement here? Did I get any fair value gaps, right? To show me that there are footsteps here of institutions coming in to buy this? Or is it just a bunch of retail buying it? I mean, that's the big difference between prior cycles, right? Is now we've got the ETFs and the institutions in, right? So the whole landscape of ownership in Bitcoin has changed so radically from when I started in 17, 18, when we were all, I don't know about all of you, but most of us, right, that were in early, it was retail driving it. Now retail's insignificant. What are the institutions doing? We don't matter anymore. Sorry, we don't. Is that good news, bad news? Well, you don't want to be assumptive, right, which is easy to do, right? And I think many of us, myself included, fell into this. Okay, if they're in, right, we're not retracing this deeply again, right? It's game on. Well, we're all wrong, right? At least at this moment in time. What are we doing now? Let's finish up here. Sure looks like the market, it doesn't need to, right? But for us to feel like we have edge, I'd want to see this come down one more time and then pop. Big low volume node here, right? Why, right? Because the market, there was no agreement on pricing here, right? This pivot and this pivot, there's no, that's hard to not be salivating over. But you can't just sit down here and buy it. You got to wait for that to happen. Well, I shouldn't say that. If you wanted to try and get into something early, at least get some signs of strength here. You don't try and pick the turn. You never need to do that. Yes, it looks good. You post it on X and Instagram, and look what a hero I am. Nobody gives a shit. What matters to you long term is that you're looking for opportunities where you at least believe in your own mind that you've got edge. Do I have an edge here? Do I have an edge now? No, definitely not. There's no edge here. Market hasn't done anything. Oh, I got a little retrace. I got a little retrace off of the downtrend, but there's nothing here to say, oh, time to buy it. Or it looks like I'm just filling out this fair value gap. We're gonna have to get up here, right? 107 to really confirm. Oh, low's in. Because look, each one of these is a little area where institutions can get busy, right? Size. Look at them, right? This one, you can see it. We got to get on the other side of that. I mean, then I do the same thing up here. Where's the edge of value? Right up here. Oops. We got to get back to that. We got to get back into that. This would be if we did this. That's kind of the forecast that I would make there. Does that mean that that's what, of course, right? That's a forecast. What has to happen first? I mean, we're getting a pretty good pop today, right? The market is decent. What are we at? 90s? What are we plowing right into? The next high volume node. Taking care of that fair value gap. Look at all of this imbalance on the way down. Now, this doesn't look like a great 3, does it? Let's go down to a 1. It's kind of sloppy. When it's sloppy, I'll wait. I don't know what that is. It's A, B, maybe. All right, it's not an impulse, right? Because we overlapped here. We overlapped. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, it's a diag? Maybe. How would you label that, right? But then you're going to do it here. Oh, what we're doing that? 3, 4, A, B, C. Or is it here? If you go here, it's not a diag, right? Because we don't overlap. Well, pardon me. I guess in the new rules, we don't have to overlap. But A, B, C, is that the 4? Right? Wouldn't you be anticipating an A, B, C? Well, now, okay, well, maybe something else is happening. One thing I will say here, it does look like there's a 5 to finish. Here, if I put it in another color. I mean, it's hard to miss this. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that. So this as a low, the drive down here is interesting, but it doesn't. I don't see a way to reconcile that. Now again, with my Elliott Wave hat on, I don't see a way to reconcile that. How do I get this done? It doesn't fit. That does not mean that the low cannot be in. But as I look here as a technician, it doesn't fit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so could that be my 3 here? 4, 5. It would be the 5 of the 3. It would be the 3 here. Otherwise, right? Draw it out. It's always a good idea to draw it out. I think we truncate here. Actually, go into that. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 here. Possible, I suppose. Well, it's more than possible. I mean, if it does that, all right, we're going to come back to this and go, well, okay, well, that was it. How are we going to know? Well, you're not going to know until you take out this 107, right? That's going to confirm it. Until then, you're 3, 4, 5 of 3. Looks to me, right? So measure it. Right, where do they usually go? If here, I'll just use the lower pivot. That's it. Again, I say this. I don't think there's ever been a video or a stream or something that I have never done that I don't call this out. Where do the wave 3s usually go? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Where does it go? Do you think that that's random? Really, it's a genuine question. Do you think that that's just, oh, well, that's a fucking crazy coincidence? How many times have I shown that, right? I mean, it would be close to the number of times I've shown the measured move, right? I mean, thousands and there's never been a chart pulled up where you can't find it. There isn't one because it's always there. So when you're looking at this going, well, that's not well, this is going to be the 3. Wouldn't you at least at this moment in time look at that and go, well, given the 96 years of precedent that I have for me to measure where they typically will go, and the fact that I've dropped literally in the pocket, wouldn't you be inclined to put the 3 there? That doesn't mean that it must be the 3. But as we sit here looking at it, wouldn't that be your first thought? Well, okay, well, if that's not it, well, I'll let the market prove to me that it's not. Right? It's not. I'm not saying that because I'm a bull, right? And I want to pump my book here, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to, as a technician and someone trying to teach you, right? I mean, why are you watching other than to try and get some help? Wouldn't that be your thought? Now, where do the wave 4s usually go, right? Oh, I already have it on here. Well, if we get up into some of these higher price points up here, oh, this is going to get stretched a little bit. Right now, again, where do they usually go? We're already through where they usually go, right here, right? That's the high probability zone. If that's the 2 and that's the 3, we're already through it. A, B, C, right? We can do that. Come in for the 4 here. Now, we got a holiday weekend, then things get thin, right? Things can get pushed around a little bit more because fewer people are going to likely be trading. 4, right? This would be, so what I'm going to do it right now. If we get above that high volume node here, right, we're coming right into the edge of value here. I think that's visible. That may be visible range. Can't remember what I've got there. Yeah, it's visible range, right? So we get into that pocket right here. Okay, maybe we start rethinking this. But right now, there's no reason for that not to be the 3 planted there. Until. And then you come back to it and say, well, man, but you said that was the 3, dude. And then that's who came back and you don't know shit, man. Your counts suck. That literally is the kind of comments I get. You'd be shocked. I don't post them, right? They send them to me. I'm sure it's just for me. You're welcome. You're welcome. 3, 4. If we come down here, I'm going to get real interested. But let's be mindful, right? We don't want to see it overlapping this. I don't want it. I want it, come close, right? That'd be fine. Come close. Right? But then it's going to further come, right? Do you think there's liquidity there? Yeah, there is. We know that liquidity there, right? So I will definitely a little tear if we break that. I'll be sad about it. Right, because then now we're back to Depesh's, is that a 1? Pardon me, 1, 2, is that the 3 finishing here? Well, let's do that one as well. Where would that be taking it? This is 1 and this is 2. Where we're going, 2618. It's the point of control here on this visible range. 2618. Well then, okay, I'll be the first one to say, well, that analysis was wrong. It's so sharp. That's the thing. It needs more time. That's part of it, right? Again, it's just need, maybe the wrong word. Typically, a correction like this, if it's going to rebound, it's going to be violent. It's going to come out. This is going to be a V bottom. It's going to be done quickly. Think of the NQ. That's the kind of thing, right? If we're going to get 3 rate cuts between now and February, maybe, but it's not going to go in a straight line, right? There will be a retrace, or there always is. Okay, I'm out of here. I got to go back. Okay, all right, so you guys want to develop the skill set here? The way we teach it, right? We're not the only piece. God damn, I can't even put a number on the number of people that are teaching. There's more people teaching than there are trading now. But if you like our approach here, which is, while there's Elliott Wave is an emphasis, it's not the only thing. It's just one piece of the puzzle. So everything is 50% off. Pretty good deal. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it there. Wish you guys well. Oh shit, looks like I locked up there on the stream. Okay, I guess I'm out of here.